Nobody expected the boys to end like this, because after years of exploding bodies, political chaos, psychopaths, superheroes, and absolute insanity, the final scene becomes weirdly quiet, and honestly, that's exactly why it works. The ending doesn't try to shock you with another brutal death or giant twist. Instead, it slows everything down, and for the first time in the entire series, Hughie actually looks peaceful, which feels almost uncomfortable after everything this show put him through. The scene opens with this emotional goodbye that instantly feels heavy. There's this sense that everyone survived something deeply traumatic, but nobody really knows how to move on from it. And then the show does something unexpected. It plays Piano Man. That song choice completely changes the mood, because suddenly this chaotic superhero satire starts feeling strangely human. We watch everyone trying to return to normal life after the collapse of Vought and the soup nightmare. No giant battle, no crazy violence, just exhausted people trying to exist again. And that emotional contrast hits hard, especially when President Singer calls Hughie and basically offers him power, leadership, recognition, a place in rebuilding the entire system. Old Hughie probably would have accepted immediately, but this version of Hughie is different now, because the entire show was basically about a normal guy being dragged deeper and deeper into corruption, trauma, and violence. And the final scene finally gives him something he never really had, a choice. So instead of chasing power, he chooses peace. That moment matters way more than people realize, because in a universe obsessed with power, ego, and control, the most human decision is walking away from all of it. That's probably the real ending of The Boys. Not defeating Soups, not destroying Vought, but finally escaping the emotional damage that world created. The final moments with Annie make this even more emotional. No explosions, no chaos, just two exhausted people talking about their future like actual human beings. And weirdly, that normality feels more satisfying than another action scene ever could. But the scene that really destroyed longtime fans emotionally is Hughie looking back at Robin, because that brings everything full circle. Her death started this entire nightmare back in season 1. And now the show ends with Hughie finally learning how to live again instead of just surviving, which honestly feels way sadder than I expected from a show this insane. And that's what makes this finale interesting. Beneath all the violence, satire, and chaos, The Boys was always about broken people trying not to lose themselves in a world addicted to power. And the final scene finally asks one simple question: after all the chaos, what does a normal life even look like anymore?